Okay, obviously this is Mega Man 1 and 2. These games have been reviewed to death. There's a lot of, you know, better gamers than I that are more experienced in this franchise, and they know way more about it than me. So take what I have to say with a grain of salt. But I don't remember, and I saw a couple of them, but I don't remember anybody bringing up the covers of these. And I remember seeing this game at Blockbuster, and it looked like Tron to me. And I never really even tried the game because it just didn't look fun to me, you know. And when you flip the game on the back, which I do not have a shot of, but it's obviously a completely different game. First of all, Mega Man's yellow. Mega Man's yellow sometimes in some of the games when he powers up, or he's not necessarily yellow, but I know for a fact, I haven't played all 9,000 of the Mega Man games, but I know for a fact sometimes he does change color, but in part 1 I don't believe he did. Also, look, he's got a gun in his hand. Okay? He's got a gun in his hand in part 2 as well. I always thought it was like kind of part of his calf, like he was missing a hand. Like he had one hand and one gun, kind of like Barrett off of Final Fantasy VII. I don't know. But I wanted to talk about how sometimes the cover art of a video game is like totally rockin', and then the game sucks. Well, this is kind of the weird, freakish opposite of that. The game is a great game. Everybody knows that, and I don't have to tell you that. But the art, it's not that I'm an artist, it's just that it's misleading, and I would have done a better job. Now, in part 1, you have an excuse, because you don't know if the game's going to be a hit or not. You know, who knows what's going to happen, why waste your time? Part 2, they obviously put more time into the design, but still kind of went off half-cocked. They got him in like a suit. It doesn't look like a metal suit. It looks like spandex tights. He's got a visor that flips down. He's got a gun that is in his hand. I mean, the bosses are pretty much correct, but on the cover, but you know, the art, obviously they spent more time in it, and they obviously made a sequel, so you would think that they would finally get it correct. You have an excuse with part 1. Part 1, you get a hall pass, and you're allowed to take your bathroom break. But part 2, it's kind of like detention, guys, and I'm not insulting the game. The game has nothing to do with the cover, apparently. But I figured maybe with part 1, the people that were instructed to create the art design never played the game, never consulted the programmers, and you know, like I say, with that, you know, you're gonna have that sometimes, especially with the older games coming from Japan and stuff. But with part 2, there's really no excuse. I mean, they pretty much knew this game was gonna be a hit, and it was. And to not, I wonder if anybody's addressed that. I hope they haven't, but you know, whatever.